So right here, the mayor in the future, he talks about his grandpa, the mayor. So maybe this guy isn't the mayor, but he talks about his grandpa, the mayor, and he's talking about a car, I believe. But he says, I'm trying to think what he says. He says 39, 999, 95, and then he says, "Come on down." Something about 29 and 80 locations. So 39 is three sixes. 999 is three sixes, and 95 is whatever it is. It's 9 5s, so that is a 666 as well. So he says 666, 666, 666, and then the 29 is the Saturn reference, and the 80 they just must throw in there, I guess. Or maybe he says 80 something else. It sounds like 80 though. And like I said, the future is surrounded by X's. Here's two X's right here. Here is another X up on the wall, and this guy is wearing the green shirt with the circle and the cross on it. I'm assuming it's the sun cross is what they're representing, but it's just kind of weird, I guess. There's another, that's an X, There's the two X's outside. Just pointing them out, I guess. Then they're going to get Jennifer at her futuristic home. And literally, look at this neighbor's house here. Look at the stones in the yard. Looks like 88s. 88, 88, 88 over here. 88, 88, 88. Just pretty weird. Then right here, Biff shows up in the taxi cab here, and I don't know for sure what this is. It's a B25, which would be, it could be 225, which would be 85 times 3, and then 1985 is where the start of the movie is. But anyway, what I wanted to show was the X here, and the cab says Luxor. And if you look up Luxor on Wikipedia here, you scroll down and you find that Luxor was the ancient city of Thebes, the great capital of Egypt during the New Kingdom, and the glorious city of the god Amun-Ra. I mean, that's pretty weird. Why would they put that in the movie? Why would they put Luxor with a big X in the middle, and then it's literally the city, the ancient city where Amun-Ra was from? I mean, and it was the capital of Egypt. I mean, that just they did that on purpose, you know. And the cab is covered in the black and white checkerboard again. Even the taxi driver is wearing a checkerboard. All right, here's a better picture of the back of the cab here, and it has an X on the back even. All right, and then Marty Jr. comes in, and he gets on the TV and he asks the TV for all these channels. He says, I want 18, 24, 63, 109, 87 comes here, and then the weather channel, which is 247. I'm not sure, like, what they all mean together. But I mean, you got 18, which is your 666. 63 is a 666. 24 could be 4 6s or 3 8s or just a 6 from the 2 and the 4. And also, this thing had the X on it. It kind of moves, but when it first flashes, it has the X. Like I said, I'm not sure what it all means, but they flash a whole bunch of numbers here. Then, and he says something to him, but up on the TV here, on channel 63, there's an 8 and an 8. And this show is also like a porno or something. It was showing boobs, or tits, it says, or Hooters, which is the owl eyes, that actually when you make the owl eyes, it's an 88 as well. Or a double 666 or whatever, so depending on how, if you put your fingers up or not. Like the goggles, like in basketball, when people make a 3, they do the owl eyes. Also on the sign here, it's spray painted KR, it looks like. So that would be 1118, which is 29, the Saturn reference again. Even the hubcaps here on the DeLorean, they're in the shape of an X. Just pointing that out. Then Biff steals the DeLorean and he goes back into 1955 or whatever to give the almanac to his previous self. But right before he leaves, he backs up and he crashes into this trash can, and that has the number 14 written on it. And this is like the zone 14 for the trash or whatever. But I don't know. I just kind of think it maybe is like it's signifying like, you know, they're destroying 14 and now it's 2015. 14 that, you know, it's the old trash, and now it's 2015, so where all the good stuff's gonna happen. That's, who knows, that's just my theory. I don't know if it's true or what, but just throwing it out there. Like, what I mean is, like, 2014 was all about building it up and showing these numbers, showing the 88s, and 2015, since he's destroying it, the 14, maybe 2015 is the start of the destruction. Like I said, I have no idea. Just kind of a subliminal idea, I guess. And then right here, she cooks a Pizza Hut pizza. It's just this little pizza, and they have a hydrator thing, and it cooks the pizza to look like a real Pizza Hut pizza. And she says, level number 4, please, or whatever, when she's heating it. So they put a 4 in there. Anyway, Pizza Hut was founded in 1958, which from 2015, that is 57 years. Then when Marty's eating the pizza here, he's wearing these glasses, or it's Marty Jr., I guess, but they have the 57 written on them, or in the digital number 57. So Pizza Hut was founded 57 years ago, and then the number 57 on his glasses. Then Marty gets a call here, the future Marty, and it's from Douglas J. Needles, and the guy who plays him is Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. And he was born October 16th, 1962, so that's here, 26 years away from 1988. And if you don't think they try to use mirrors in the numbers, it shows that Needles is born on August 6th, 1968. So that's 8-6, and he was born in 6-8. It says that he drinks scotch and beer, so there's the Great Scott reference. And his address is 88 Oriole Road. This is A6T, I'm not sure, but if that's supposed to be more to it. But 88 Oriole Road. And I just did a video on the old Orioles. I'm going to go back and look at it and talk about it. I actually didn't make a video on this, but it was from the movie A Christmas Story, and this is a baseball player that he mentions in the very beginning of the movie. And he was born on March 29th, so the 88th day of the year. And it says on June 1st, 1937, while with the White Sox, Dietrich no-hit the St. Louis Browns 8-0 at Comiskey Park. Well, the St. Louis Browns are actually now the Baltimore Orioles. And the St. Louis Browns played St. Louis Cardinals in the 1944 World Series, but they lost in 6 games. And it was the last World Series to ever be played in the same stadium, all games, because they were both from St. Louis. And I can't find it off the top of the deal here, but it had a picture on one of these deals where it literally was a St. Louis Browns guy, and his uniform, it looked like the logo looked like an 88. And I can't find it now. But yeah, just wanted to point that out, I guess. And it's kind of weird they have 88 Oriole Road, and then yeah. And it shows this child, at least, Roberta, is 23. And the Skype thing that they're using, or whatever it is, the video chat, it's made by AT&T. So his daughter's 23 years old. As of May 2014, AT&T is the 23rd largest company in the world. And they have over 118.7 million mobile customers. 118, 11.8, 88. And right here, Marty's wearing a double tie. And then they're like mirrors of each other. But it just reminds me of in Castaway, the lady who makes the angel wings, and that's what supposedly saves Tom Cruise's life, or Tom Hanks's life, not Tom Cruise. But I don't know. That's just my little take on it there. But it does kind of look like, I don't know what it looks like. I can't stop thinking about it for some reason. So I'm just talking about it. Anyway, and it's kind of weird he's wearing a double tie. But yeah, moving on. Then Marty's boss comes on after he has that conversation, and he says, "You're fired." And then it flashes Vincent Van Gogh up on the screen here. And Vincent Van Gogh supposedly committed suicide at the age of 37. It says he died at age 37 from a gunshot wound, generally accepted to be self-inflicted, although no gun was ever found. And then down here it says, his work grew brighter in color and he developed a unique and highly recognizable style that became fully realized during his stay in Aries in 1888. So 1888, and he died at age 37, and this was when he was at Aries. And Aries is on 43 North, 37 East. And I guess Aries is also one of the 88 constellations. And they flash the third movie a little bit. They foreshadow it. And right here, Doc talks about the Old West. And I just remember that in the third movie, at the very end, he has kids, and he names them Jules and Vern, because Jules Verne was his favorite writer. And Jules Verne died at the age of 77. And he died on March 24th, which is the 83rd day of the year. So that could be 3/8. Also, there are 282 days remaining until the end of the year, which is also, let's say 2/8. I meant 3/8 there, but 282 would be 2/8, and 2/8 would be 8888. So then they're going to go back. Then they're going to go back to 1985, I believe. And he pushes 55 and then enter or whatever it is. Then they go back to 1985 and they're flying, and Marty says, "Did we make it?" And they kind of look, and the speedometer's moving down. And then an airplane flies right over him, and it freaks him out or whatever. And then the last thing they flash is speed 58. And like I said, 1958 was 57 years ago. So they get back to the 85, and they find that it's all messed up. It's not the same. Something went wrong. And Marty goes to his principal's house to look at the paper, and he comes out with the gun and says, "You've been stealing my newspaper." And Marty said, "I went to school with you. Don't you remember me?" And then he said, "That school burnt down 6 years ago," which would make it 1979, which is 36 years before 2015. So another 36, 63, or 666 reference. And if you don't think they're trying to make a 63, 36 reference, I just listened to it, and he actually says, "That was, the school burnt down over 6 years ago. Now you got 3 seconds to get off my porch before I shoot you," or whatever. So 6 and 3 again. Then Marty runs downtown, and he sees it's Hell Valley, and there's the XXX up here on the wall. I'm running out of time. See you in part the next part, I don't even remember what part this is. Part 3. See you in part 4.